Many blessings to you. My name is Verdelus, and I am a life coach and astrologer. You can find my coaching and consultations at divinetimingcoaching.com and findyourpowerplaces.com. You can also find a course on udemy.com, Udemy, and this is Discover Your Optimum Career Path with Basic Astrology. It's my new course. Now, what I wanted to share with you in this video is all about the cycles of transformation we're in this March. And it's a powerful window that we're in and approaching as we have the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse, the two eclipses of this first half of the year. I'm going to read to you from my newsletter, Tidal Wave, The Divine Plan, Pisces solar eclipse and March transits. It sounds cliched and new agey, and the ego despises it. But love knows its truth, and this truth produces faith. What mantra of the universe delivers us from the shackles of fear into the liberating arms of faith? Everything happens for a reason. There is a plan. The divine will is. Approaching March 8th's solar eclipse in Pisces, our faith and trust in the plan will be tested. For the most powerful eclipse of 2016 will be fresh off the heels of a Mars-Mercury square and the Sun-Neptune conjunction during the week of March 1st. We must be careful during this time with reactive and aggressive words, with an inability to protect ourselves since the Sun-Neptune conjunction makes boundaries obsolete. We may seem to be feeling everything happening in all the world all at once. Yet empathy, compassion, and unity can be realized in a more quiet moment of contemplation or in a more ecstatic moment of opening our channels to art, music, and dance. These moments of lucidity can return us to the unfolding of the divine plan. Aristotle and other ancient philosophers called this concept the telos, the overarching aim and the ground of being which gives purpose to all. We as intuitive beings know that it's all going to work out, but we don't know how it's going to work out because that's what we came to live out. And this is what spiritual teacher Matt Kahn uses the metaphor of the novel to describe. He says, we are wanting resolution that happens in a future chapter, during a chapter that it's not meant to arrive. And then we pretend that it might not work out, which means that we have to try and run around and figure it out, even though everything always works out. And we can see and feel this in every meaningful synchronicity in our lives, in the signs and in the symbols and the esoteric languages like astrology and human design and numerology and many more. All these languages clearly reflect our lived processes, our experienced patterns. But in spring, we have a few puzzle patterns to figure out. And that figuring is going to be a lot about releasing, letting go, surrendering. Amidst 3 different T-square configurations, including the faith-bending, structure-dissolving, go-with-the-craze flow Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune Chiron T-square, this eclipse window, beginning March 8th, and the spring that follows is going to be like riding the breaching humpback whale straight into the shadow core of our wounds and into the potential success with mentorship, spiritual healing, and even a business breakthrough. But the journey will be a majestic overwhelm, a furious wave of mad but necessary impermanence. The slippery blubber of our realities disintegrating before us under a tidal wave of change. The eclipse window between March 8th and March 23rd always suggests the potential for total transformation in all major areas of life, such as career, relationship, our living environment, and our outer identity, what we call ourselves. The death rebirth experience, however tumultuous it is an evolutionary necessity at this time in order to progress. This will be most acutely felt by those with angles, that's the ascendant, the descendant, the midheaven, or the IC, the 4 angles in astrology, with angles or planets in the mutable signs of Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. And by March 15th, Venus joins the Sun and Mercury in Pisces, Jupiter in Virgo, and Mars and Saturn in Sagittarius, to add the spice of the god and goddess to this mutable cocktail of planets. If these transits were a mixed drink, they'd be the Long Island iced tea with so many different planets swirling and spiraling and mixing together. This is a lot of energy to be swimming and sometimes feeling like we're drowning in. So the most important aspect of 2016 to consider for all of us is this mutable T-square that we're describing. It's a T-square between Jupiter and Virgo, Saturn in Sagittarius, and Neptune in Pisces. Mutable signs are the wild cards. They're the shapeshifters of the zodiac. Marked by their malleable nature, these signs take the elements that they're in and they adapt and evolve them to the point where they become influential teachers and inspiring artists. We have the evolution of water in Pisces, of earth in Virgo. We have the change and adaptation of fire in Sagittarius, and the shifting informational spheres of Gemini, the air sign. The challenge with the mutable T-square comes with the rapid flux and undulations, as we are incapable of holding on to truth that seem to evaporate just as we finally allow ourselves to mold into them. It's like everything's just, where did it go? That reality I used to know. The first key to surviving all the change in 2016, really peaking right now, is to surrender into faith. This is a major theme of Saturn and Sagittarius. It's questioning our faith, what we believe, and then it's asking us to really practice our faith. Chapters 17 and 18 in A Course in Miracles speak directly to the spring's call for faith. Here's a quote from chapter 18. There's no problem in any situation that faith will not solve. There's no shift in any aspect of the problem, but will make solution impossible. Is it not possible that all your problems have been solved, but you have removed yourself from the solution? Yet faith must be where something has been done and where you see it done. So, in essence, this quote is saying that we have to have faith and live it and practice it in every moment. And the fundamental faith is in this idea of the telos, that there's a plan, that it's all working out for our best. Even though we can't understand it mentally, it's the egoic function in us that wants to understand, but understanding is not necessary. This is a point that the Course in Miracles teaches again and again. Understanding isn't necessary to practice, to live the miracles that we can live in every moment of our life. The second key to success in 2016 is to embrace impermanence and to avoid the attachments and disappointments that arise with expectations. The T-square, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and even some other planets, Chiron, Ceres, the T-square challenges us to integrate disparate elements. And us masters of mutability, if we allow the flow to guide us where the Spirit wills in the year ahead, we can adapt, we can evolve, we can change in the way that's necessary. We cannot allow ourselves to suffer frustration as these apparent realities evaporate before our eyes. For this process is fueling our imagination, and it's also fueling the heart of the philosopher and the poet and the artist in all of us. These are the archetypes that are carrying the torch this year in 2016. So what do you truly believe, and how do you pulse that truth every day? What is your mantra that begins your morning and carries you through the mad and mysterious tides of our shapeshift existence? Thanks for tuning in to the Pisces solar eclipse, the mutable T-square, and the powerful March transits ahead. One other note, that lunar eclipse in Libra comes March 23rd. Sign of Libra, 3rd degree of Libra. Lunar eclipses can be felt more emotionally, very intensely. And this is often the moment where we are shedding, resolving, letting go of certain aspects of our life and making room for what this solar eclipse comes in to intend for us, the new energy that's coming with all of us. So enjoy surfing the waves. And if you'd like to check out some coaching and consultations, Divine Timing Coaching, and findyourpowerplaces.com. Namaste.